Start recording, and we're live, just like that.
Welcome back. We've got a few topics today, but we'll probably get to the Apple Watch article this week.
If not, we might just
We don't
have
have
to take
that
it off.
many articles. Yeah.
It's been too long.
Controversial opinion. PCs are crucial for work, education, and conferencing.
I don't know what's controversial about that. I agree with it.
That's the point.
Okay.
I saw that article and I was like, are you serious?
Yeah, I read it. I was like, I mean, not that
Yeah.
controversial.
Yeah, I think I added the controversial opinion
Okay.
to the title. Twitter adds labels to tweets with misleading COVID-19 claims.
This has a cool idea behind it.
I like it. Facebook to add new messenger inbox for business accounts. You might like that. Although I can't imagine too many people messaging you on Messenger. WhatsApp is following in Facebook Messenger's footsteps by adding 50-person video calls to compete with Zoom. Or are they? Are they following in Facebook's footsteps? The topic you never wanted to discuss. Is the heat from wireless charging damaging your phone?
And I have a curious idea on that because I just wireless charged for about 3 hours today.
You might be destroying your phone.
The backside of it now, since the front's already destroyed.
Yeah. Facebook redesigned their desktop site and added dark mode. And I actually kind of like it. I haven't really used much of the Facebook desktop site. Usually if I'm on Facebook, it would be on my phone, but I like it. Of course, our article carried over from last week and the week before, how the Apple Watch saved multiple people's lives. And finally, Microsoft doesn't want a reply all in emails anymore, at least past a certain point.
I think they should just get rid of it altogether.
COVID-19 claims.
This has a cool idea behind it.
I like it. Facebook to add new messenger inbox
Hold
for
on
business
1 second.
accounts. You might like that. Although I can't imagine too many people. My channel is
messaging
you
live.
on Messenger.
Are you sending
WhatsApp is
audio by
following
chance?
in Facebook Messenger's footsteps by adding 50 receiving person audio video calls calls to compete with Zoom. Or are they? Are they following in Facebook's footsteps?
I think you're saying your desktop audio.
The topic you never wanted
really?
to discuss is the heat from wow, wireless
so
charging
you're gonna
you're
be
damaging your
reverbing.
phone.
And I have a curious idea on that because I just wireless charged for about 3 hours today.
You might be destroying your phone. I don't think
The
I am
backside
sending
of it
my
now, since the front's already destroyed.
Yeah. Facebook
From what I can listen
redesigned their
to the
desktop
video.
site and added dark mode. And I actually kind of like it. I haven't really used much of the Facebook desktop site. Usually if I'm on Facebook, it would be on my phone, but I like it.
Pretty sure it's your desktop audio.
Of course, our article carried over from last week and the week before, how the Apple Watch saved multiple people's lives. And finally, Microsoft doesn't...
Oh, can you say a word again? Get rid of it altogether. Where is it coming from? How about now? Oh, now your audio is gone.
My audio is gone completely?
Oh, now you're back.
Okay, so when I talk, you can hear me, but when I don't talk, you can't hear me?
Correct. All right, that was super weird.
Did you try listening to your stream?
Yeah, and it has a little cross out mute thing. But
Oh. Yeah, you can unmute it.
yeah, but why would I want that?
To make sure it's working.
It should be working, right? Yeah, it's working. Okay. Cool. I don't know.
I'm confused.
There's a lot of voices going in my head. We are good now.
Oh,
I can only hear
gotcha.
current you. I was hearing the whole live stream over again.
Gotcha.
All right, where were you?
Number 2. We'd gotten all the way to article number 2. Had we? No, we hadn't. We hadn't even gotten to article number 1.
I was supposed to say I didn't talk about number 1, but We could skip it, I guess.
That was because you were trying to listen to two of my voices.
It was not pleasant.
So, as I was looking for articles for today, I came across this article titled "COVID-19 is reminding everyone that PCs aren't going anywhere. PCs are crucial for work, education, and conferencing." And when I saw that, I thought,
Who thought
well,
PCs were going
duh.
anywhere?
Well, duh. I guess it's specifically talking about like desktop computers and or possibly laptops. Whereas a lot of people, if you don't have a job working with computers, maybe they just work on their phone, I guess. Or, communicate on their phone, check their email on their phone,
Yeah.
social media on their phone.
Yeah, it's either phone or tablet, I guess.
Whereas for me, when I was in school, I did a lot of online classes. As far as work goes, now I work on a computer basically all the time. And all the conferences I am on are teleconferences on the computer, even when I'm working from the office. So
We also might be the exception to this rule.
I would say somewhat of an exception. But come on. PCs aren't going anywhere, really? Yeah, of course not.
They are.
And then, of course, there's people who game and...
Yeah.
Still some people who don't have smartphones even, I guess. Maybe older people. But yeah, PCs are definitely not going anywhere. Actually, if you read over this article, it mentions that Intel's sales were up over the past, I guess, quarter.
Yeah. Second paragraph. Looks like.
Yep. Reported a 23% increase in overall revenue, with PC-centric revenue growing by 14%, because consumers and businesses are relying on PCs for working and learning at home. And then AMD also cited higher notebook sales. AMD's figures for quarter one were up 73% over last year, and some of that is from the Ryzen, which we talked about last year, or last week, I guess, and probably last year. But still, 73% is a lot.
That's a huge number.
Yeah. Samsung also talking about higher sales of DRAM. Western Digital saying that they have higher sales for notebook storage.
And I'm pretty sure Samsung is the lead producer in DRAM.
Okay. And then further on in the article, it also mentions mobile was suffering a little bit because people are at home, they generally have a computer with them, and with people getting laid off, everyone's not buying a new device every year or whatever. So some phone shipments had fallen by 11.7%, while tablets dropped by 18.2%. Just because there's really no need if you're in the house. You can rely on other things, and no need to get the brand new phone. Even though I actually got a new phone during the quarantine.
Yeah, so DRAM, which is just the memory chips, Samsung has a 46-ish market share.
Wow.
So it's almost half of it. And
just
then it goes,
one company is almost half.
Yeah, and then it goes down to 28, 19, and then 3.
So there's like 3 big players, but Samsung doubles each of the other 2 smaller players. And then there's a lot of other small companies, I bet, it sounds like.
They go into the hundredths of a percent per TFAS.
Yeah. So, yeah, PCs are not going anywhere anytime soon.
Hallelujah. Now, this one I thought was a little more interesting.
Okay, yeah.
Twitter will add labels to tweets with misleading COVID-19 claims. It sounds a lot like the Facebook article that was doing pretty much the exact same thing, where it was telling you, hey, this might not be true.
And I like it. There's one image on here that shows the message, the image is pretty small, but it basically says some or all of the content shared in this tweet conflicts with guidance from public health experts regarding COVID-19. So it is specifically targeting misinformation or potential misinformation about the virus, not necessarily everything, but
Yeah.
I like just including a label rather than completely removing the tweet. And I think maybe that provides some safety in terms of Twitter being able to say, hey, we're not responsible for the content that other people share, but we're doing what we can to minimize.
Yeah. And then it's not like it's just a sticker or something beside the tweet, because it looks like it's actually covering the tweet, and you have to click the view button to actually view the tweet.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Personally, I kind of like it not to be covering it, but I mean,
because Facebook would do that with potentially graphic photos. So if it thinks that it's a graphic photo, like a motorcycle crash, it will blur out the image and say that it may be unsuitable for some audiences or something like that.
That makes a lot of sense for images or videos, graphic things like that. And I can see it making sense too for text or ideas, you could say, in terms of it keeps it out of your subconscious. Like you don't subconsciously see text that could be misleading potentially. And maybe you recall seeing that in the past, but you don't remember the message warning you about the possible misinformation. So I guess I do like that.
Now, they do label the ones that might be misinformation. Would you be for it if they had a different label for things that are correct information? And so there's not just like a negative point option, but there would also be a positive point option. So it's like, this person is telling the truth on this claim. As far as you would know.
I mean, I guess that would be nice. That would be probably harder to implement on Twitter's end rather than saying this is potentially misinformation. It's easier to do that than point to a source, I would say. So that's, I guess, probably one reason that they did that. But, I mean, that would be cool, but not necessary, I wouldn't say. But yeah, I like it.
You liked Engadget this week.
Yeah.
No. Oh, thankfully, the last one from Engadget. The Verge.
Facebook's small business tools include a new messenger inbox. Facebook and Instagram want users to support small businesses.
Thank you, Facebook.
Yes, so I don't know exactly how it's currently set up. You probably run more
terrible.
business pages than I do. Do you have to log out and log in into each account?
No, so you have a whole nother app.
Oh.
So you have Facebook Messenger. So I have Facebook Messenger, then the Facebook app, and then there's a Pages Manager. And the Pages Manager is essentially like the Facebook app, but for Pages.
Gotcha.
The problem is if you get a message, I'm on Android, so if I get a message through my page, so they're messaging my store, it'll ding both the Facebook app and the Pages app. And if I reply to it in the Pages app, the notification stays in the Facebook app until I mark it as read in the Facebook app.
Wow.
So I have to then open two different apps to mark this message as read.
Can you respond from the Messages app? Or do you just see the notification?
So the Messages app doesn't do anything with Pages. It's
other than the notification.
Nope, that's the Facebook app. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's three separate apps. The Messages app doesn't do anything Pages wise. It's the Facebook app and the Pages Manager. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So Pages Manager is essentially just like the Facebook app, but for Pages instead of your personal profile.
Okay.
But yeah, it dings both those apps. And if you open it up in the Facebook app, it just opens the page's manager. It says, you can respond here. So I'd be excited. I'm super excited for this because I had 2 different people message me today through Facebook, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see.
It'll be interesting to see if this actually solves your issue.
If it actually works, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and we're back. All right,
Nice.
We're gonna see if I'm just gonna watch those boxes because we have like a 2-minute buffer.
Okay. But we're streaming, right?
Yes. Yep, we're good now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I'll be interested to see what happens with the Facebook app for small businesses.
It definitely looks convenient. Although, I'm not sure if this will totally replace the Pages app. Because it seems like this article only talks about the messaging feature. But time will tell.
So I'll get to have a 4th app installed.
Yeah, right.
Is what you're telling me.
I mean, I think they're going to integrate this into the Messenger app, is what it looks like.
Huh. All right, cool. Yeah, it looks like my live stream just did a little jump cut.
Oh, cool.
We're like super fancy now. Until this crashes again.
So 2 weeks ago, we talked about Messenger adding in 50-person video calls to kind of compete with Zoom.
Start recording, start streaming. We're back.
And we are live again. Hopefully, we don't have any more of these technical issues, but judging by the experience so far, we may.
We definitely are. Chrome's about to crash.
Did it crash again?
No, but Chrome's about to.
Uh-oh.
All right. I think we might be back for a hot minute.
All right, we got to talk quick. 2 weeks ago, we talked about Messenger, Facebook Messenger, getting 50-person video calls, the Facebook Rooms, to compete with Zoom. And we said it's kind of cool, good for groups of friends, good for families, but maybe not the best for work or for school because you wouldn't necessarily be Facebook friends with people you work with or go to school with. And WhatsApp is now following in Facebook's footsteps and adding this 50-person video call. Or are they? So reading down further in this article, WhatsApp is actually owned by Facebook. And what WhatsApp has added is some kind of link or something in their desktop version of WhatsApp that points you to Facebook Rooms. So you hop on WhatsApp and you can start a call, but it actually pushes you to Facebook Rooms servers. So it's not necessarily WhatsApp adding this 50-person video call. It's still cool, but they're actually just kind of piggybacking on Facebook Rooms.
I have a big problem with the 50-person video calls. That's my biggest problem.
You don't think that's enough people?
I think that is way too many people.
I think that honestly, a lot of times if you have a 50-person call, it almost could rather be a live stream. Like for example, way earlier this year, we talked about a local like yoga studio that does a Zoom call for doing a yoga class.
Yeah.
Whereas really they could just do a live stream on YouTube or a live stream on Twitch and save it, but have people, follow them in real time through the exercises and then also save it for the future. Whereas I'm not sure how much kind of interaction you get through Zoom, how much interaction you need, which is what Zoom is good for. If you want to interact or have a conversation, that's what Zoom's good for. Whereas if you're leading an exercise, that could be done in a live stream format, I feel.
So
go ahead.
One thing I was talking to with my brother on this whole problem, because one of his co-op groups just did a end of year party for the school year.
Hmm.
And the problem with having a party through Zoom is that it's only one conversation. And so when you have
Yeah.
25 teenagers or so, you can't have one conversation. There's
Yeah,
no way.
generally they would split up into like cliques with their groups of friends and have conversations that way. But
Yeah.
on a Zoom call, more than one person talking, not good.
And so then, funny enough, something went through my sponsored stuff through
Mhm.
Facebook ads. It's like a sponsored post, and it's called
Yeah.
Online Town. Essentially, it's like Club Penguin esque or Webkins
Yeah.
esque, where
Mhm.
basically you can just go around a server community and talk to people. But when you get within a certain range, their video shows up. And it's a really cool idea where you can go around in a little virtual room, and if you're close enough to people, you join in with their videos.
Okay, that's cool.
And I think that solves it. I have, so Nephew Tech does not recommend using this software because it's probably a virus. I'm going to see if I can do a screen share. That's going to be amazing if it works, right?
Yeah.
So their website's theonlinetown.com.
Okay.
Let's see if I can zoom it in. There we go. And so right here, you can almost see like there's 3 people sitting around this table, and you can see 3. And as this guy walks up, he can see them better and better.
Okay. I was expecting it to just be audio, but video is cool too. That way you get kind of the full experience.
Yeah. So here's another one where it's just a bunch of people gathered. And so I'm guessing it's almost like a range thing. So you can set it like, 3 blocks out, because each person is clearly a square.
Okay.
But I think this is a so much better idea over Zoom or Facebook friend
Yeah,
meeting
that's a good way to
groups.
do it.
Because I would also like to see an option where, like, if people are sitting in a certain spot, it could be
Mhm.
like a presentation, so everybody can see him, but you can't see everybody else.
Yeah.
And then that'd be more like a presentation. That way the presenter could answer questions or such.
Hmm. Maybe have like a raise your hand feature or something
Yeah,
where
so,
the presenter can see a hand is raised and
and then he can
click them
click
to allow
on
them
them.
to talk or something.
Yeah, and it would bring
Yeah.
it up for everybody then.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. So everyone can hear the question. But you don't have the issue with someone's microwaves running in the background and they don't realize that their microphone's on. If everyone's kind of muted
Yeah.
if the audience is muted by default,
Yeah.
and then has they raise their hand. Yeah.
Or if like you're in a city hall meeting and then one of
Mhm.
the guys opens a beer on stream, you don't get all the super distractions such as that.
Yeah. And this is more of what my experience has been with for conference calls with tons of people, because not like the walking around and everything or the raising your
Yeah.
hand features, but at work we have conference calls maybe every 2 weeks or every month where everyone in the company's in on that, which is 100 plus people in our kind of division.
Whoa.
In which case you do just have the presenter presenting,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a section for questions and answers, so you couldn't necessarily do a live stream, I guess. But I guess that's where 50-person video calls come in.
Yeah.
It's just something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a social event or like a conversation, 50-person video calls, not the way to go.
It's not one of those scaling things where you can just allow more.
Yeah. Yeah, have more people talking at once.
I hope you read this article, because I sure didn't.
The topic that you never wanted to discuss?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so basically, as you can see from this first image at the top, the red is super hot and the blue is, normal temperature. So it's catching on fire. No, just kidding. The purple in this image is 17 degrees Celsius, which comes out to like 65 degrees Fahrenheit or something. And the 19 degrees Celsius is just like 68 degrees Celsius or something. I pulled up the calculation somewhere, but let's see.
Yeah, 17 Celsius
19
is 62 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, which is actually kind of chilly.
And then the other one's 66 Fahrenheit.
So this is from just leaving the charger on overnight with nothing on it. So it didn't get super hot. It got a little bit warmer than the table around it, but it didn't get super hot.
So that's just it
Then,
unused, just it plugged in, sitting there waiting.
exactly, yep. Which I'm pretty sure my charger, like my wall charger, just being plugged in gets hotter than that.
I'll say, yeah, the wall
Which
wart that
yeah,
transfers it from a US or from the
yeah,
outlet to a USB. Those get hot. You can feel those.
yeah. And then the author placed their iPhone 11 Pro Max in a case on the charger. So it's kind of worst case scenario, in a case which contains the heat, and it was a higher end phone, which
Yeah.
I guess probably has a bigger battery, probably charges faster. But placed the phone on the charger and left it charge for about 30 minutes and took the temperature again.
And
And at this point, the charger. Say again?
It's getting up in the 30s.
Yeah. And after leaving it to charge for 30 minutes, it got up to about 32 degrees, which comes out to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Which is warm. I would say that'd be warm to the touch,
Yeah.
but it's not hot. Like, it's not going to come close to melting your solder or anything like that. Or melting your case or... And then after leaving the iPhone to charge for about an hour, the charging pad was getting up to 35 degrees Celsius, and the area surrounding the pad was 23 degrees Celsius. So that's about 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and then, I don't know, maybe 70 degrees Fahrenheit surrounding it. So not super hot. After leaving the phone to charge for about 2 hours total, it hit 100% charge, and the charging pad started to cool down to 30 degrees Celsius. So basically, it got up to about 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and then started to cool down after the battery was fully charged. So not a big deal, nothing to worry about.
So
Which is good to know.
Yeah. A couple interesting things. I just Googled the words, how hot can a phone battery get before it's not okay?
Yeah.
And most places are saying 109.4 degrees.
109.4. That's very specific.
Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. Wow,
Yeah.
that'd be super hot Celsius.
Yeah.
You can boil it.
Yeah, I don't know why 109.4, but that's where a lot of them are saying. I'll have to find that source
Okay.
on that one.
So this isn't really even getting close. I mean, it's getting close-ish, but...
Yeah. Another interesting thing is so if I do wireless charging on my motorcycle, my phone, when I pull it off, no matter where I go, it's never hot.
Yeah.
And
Because you have that wind chill.
Yeah, that wind chill, I think, solves that problem.
Yeah.
Now, I've had the problem with it in my car. So I have a wireless charger also in the Prius. And I have had it pop up a little warning saying the phone is too hot. Wireless charging has been paused momentarily.
Okay.
And part of that's because it's so high up on the dash, the sun hits it.
Yeah.
And there's no vent. So it's just sitting in the sun wirelessly charging. Even though it's 70 degrees in the Prius, there's no airflow on it.
Yeah.
So I've moved it so it is sitting halfway in front of my vent.
Okay. Oh, that's smart. That way it air cools from the car AC.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was having a problem with it in the car overheating. And it would just pop up a little warning, wireless charging has paused momentarily. And yeah, the phone was super hot it wasn't hot, but it was uncomfortable to hold, knowing that it was my phone.
And I guess that could probably happen just with leaving it in the car too. I mean, certainly if you left it in the direct sunlight inside a car.
Yeah.
But
that should be easy to pass 109.4 degrees.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, this article just says, if you want to be cooler charging, remove the case. Don't charge the phone in direct blazing sunlight, like we just kind of discussed.
Whoa, yeah.
No duh. And keep the pad on a hard surface, so don't put it on a blanket or something that might block the air holes to allow for as much ventilation as you can.
Okay. Yeah.
And constantly sit there and blow on it the entire time. Yeah.
One thing I don't take off my case because I don't trust myself enough at this point with my phone
Yeah.
already as cracked as it is to take the
Yeah.
case off.
Mhm.
But I do have a couple of wireless chargers down where the movie setup is, and they're just sitting on tables. And I've never had the experience of putting mine on just one of those cheapo chargers,
Yeah.
and then in the movie picking it up and be like, wow, that's hot. It's never
Mhm.
been hot
Yeah.
on a table surface charger. But I don't think I could feel the difference between 30 Celsius and, what was it, 28? Or,
Yeah.
yeah, 17 and
Something like that.
30. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good to know.
That's actually really good to know because I was curious on it. As I rode the
Mhm.
motorcycle for like 3 hours today, I was like,
Yeah.
if anything, I think keeping my battery peaked at 100 with maps and Bluetooth running is going to be the bigger
It would.
culprit.
Yeah. Yeah. The GPS can get warm. And that brings us to the middle of the stream. This video is
Close-ish.
sponsored by Jmart Media.
And
I guess
eventually we'll
I'll find
have
it
the bottom. Yeah. Well, eventually I'll get that fancy.
And Nephew Tech. Am I pointing the right way?
Yay, me.
Hey.
We're making it kind of work.
We are almost at 500 subscribers-ish.
Combined.
Yeah. I'm at 425. And what are you at?
12.
Hey.
Hey.
I was watching YouTube last night, and I came across a channel that does kind of like game design stuff. He does a lot of stuff where he builds a game in 24 hours.
Okay,
or
yeah.
he built
Like those Ludum
game for
Dares.
yeah.
And stream.
And we are live again.
And we're live again.
Nice. But anyway, yeah, I was watching this other channel last night, and he does game design stuff where he designs a game in 24 hours or 3 days or whatever it is. And I don't know if his video was on trending or it just popped up in my recommended, but I looked at his channel, and then his content was sort of similar to mine. Not really. I mean, I don't really do game design, but then I pulled him up on Social Blade just by chance. Social Blade is a site where you can look at the amount of subscribers to a channel over time or the amount of views to a channel over time. And I looked at Social Blade, and a week ago, this guy had 500 subscribers, and now he has like 250,000 or something. Just over a 3-day period, he shot up.
Whoa.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to happen
crazy.
to me.
That could be one of us. Yeah, because if you don't know, Nephew Tech is
Other way.
Nephew Tech
Yep,
that
there we
way
are.
is doing a video a day for 50 days.
We are like 26 days through.
Yeah, almost a full month.
It's so hard.
And looking at Social Blade, you can find where you began, because at the beginning, you weren't having any views.
And now I'm getting some.
And then, yeah. But yeah, this other channel. So, April 27th, he gained 40 subscribers. He had been gaining like 10 to 20 subscribers a day up until that point. And then the last day of April, he gained 2,000 subscribers, 4,000 subscribers, 5,000, 6,000, 9,000, 13,000, 10,000. So I guess he doesn't have 250,000 subscribers.
So do you think he's buying them?
No, I think he just got on the recommended list. Because there were a lot of comments and a lot of likes. And it was like really high quality content too, so
okay.
I think that's why. So yeah, he doesn't have 250,000. He has about 80,000 subscribers now, which is insane compared to us. But it was just funny how over about a week period he shot up like that. But that's how the YouTube works. Anyway, next article.
Facebook's redesign for their desktop site has dark mode, and it's now available everywhere, except for my computer, as I have signed out and signed in 100 times, and I have not gotten the new version.
So when I signed into Facebook, it prompted me to use Classic or use the new version or whatever. But if you don't select use the new version, you can still opt into the new Facebook by clicking on the down arrow in the upper right menu bar, which pulls down Facebook's settings menu, and then you can click switch to new Facebook. I wouldn't say that the changes are too notable. One of the things that this article mentions is aiming Facebook to work better with groups and events rather than the news feed, like solely focusing on the news feed. Which historically, the news feed is kind of what makes Facebook Facebook.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. I wonder if Facebook's trying to go more community based rather than individual based.
I think they are. This article says that people are retreating more and more into private groups and messaging. And Facebook's only core utility right now is that it's still the best way to organize a large event with friends or reach out to someone you know whose contact info you don't have. So basically reaching out to old friends from school or that you just haven't seen in a long time, or setting up events, groups, messaging, which is pretty valid because now there's Instagram for seeing photos, there's YouTube for watching videos, and then nobody cares about your text post. I guess. But as far as like the actual what you see on Facebook, the only big change I really saw was that rather than the like logged in friends being on the right side of the view,